What is up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Has Apple lost its touch? Now I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes for more people to get into the stream and start chatting in the stream. Let me know how the audio sounds first and right away. We always like to see how the audio sounds before we get going in the stream. We don't do streams often, so let me know how the audio sounds. Give me a quick audio check and then we'll get on with the topic of today's discussion. All right, so it sounds good? All right, everything looking good. Let me get a few more. Okay, so today is going to be basically, a topic about Apple. So if you're looking for some Android-based stuff, we're gonna have that coming. Don't worry, I got some Android phones coming. But in this one, we're gonna talk about, has Apple lost its touch? All right, so that's the first topic of discussion today. Now, if you watched my recent videos the other day, Apple's been basically slowing down their smartphones. So the old ones, and they came out and have admitted that they're slowing down smartphones. So the ones that are typically affected by this are the iPhone SE, the iPhone 6s Plus. So let me go ahead and show you this one. The 6s, the 6s Plus, the S model of devices, as well as the iPhone 7 lineup. So if you guys haven't been paying attention, that's been going on. And what I want to talk about is, I think a lot of people are kind of misinterpreting this. Yes, they have slowed them down a little bit due to the battery issues. Personally, the reason why I'm not taking this to be such a big deal just yet is because they have slowed down a little bit, but the Apple iPhone has, on 11.2 have gotten a little bit better in terms of the software. So the software has actually increased. It's got a little bit faster. So I personally haven't noticed any issue with the speed on those phones that were mentioned. However, I'm not the only person out there who's having, issues with an iPhone. As a matter of fact, in the past, the iPhone 6s did have battery issues. My 6s was turning on and turning off. But at the same time, the 6s after 11.2 has been getting better. And I see a lot of people saying SE2 in the comments. The SE2 will probably not suffer these issues because it'll be a new phone. But yes, that's why I want to start out this conversation. So what are you guys thinking about this whole, has Apple lost its touch? How are you feeling about the state of innovation with the Apple devices? I mean, specifically, this is affecting a lot of people that use the older iPhones, not people who are buying the brand new iPhone 8 Plus and the brand new, iPhone 10. It's people that are using older iPhones like the SE, the 6S, the iPhone, even the iPhone 7 now. These are the people I've been saying there's issues. So I can see people saying like, oh, are the iPads affected? I haven't noticed it, but it kind of makes you think, are the iPads affected? Is the Apple Watch gonna be affected by this? So I'm gonna start reading some of your guys' thoughts and comments, and we're gonna have a discussion here. So never mind my finger if it gets in the way of the camera, but let's go ahead and see what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna scroll back a little bit because the comments are coming in pretty fast. All right, so Apple is still on top. My husband is using an iPhone 5 and it works fine. Let me ask you the question, has your iPhone 5 been updated though to the latest version that it could run? iOS 10. Has it been fine on that version? Because I have an iPhone 5 and it's a turtle speed. It's extremely slow on iOS 10. So let's see. All right, why do you think it's better to get a Pixel 2 or iPhone 8 Plus? So we're not actually talking about comparisons between phones here, so I'll answer that in a future video. Are iPads affected? And if so, which ones? I haven't seen any iPad issues. The iPad 2017 and the Pro is the one I personally use, and I haven't seen any issues regarding those iPads. So the iPads are okay right now. All right, so yeah, it's on the latest version. He uses Safari and YouTube and it's still pretty good. Well, that's good to hear. I'm happy to hear that somebody using the iPhone 5 is still having a good experience, because personally, I was having a very slow experience and it just wasn't efficient for my lifestyle. But it's good to hear that some people are having great experiences as well. So let me scroll down. Are MacBooks affected? No, macOS and iOS are completely different beasts. macOS doesn't really require you to be on battery power, as Apple is stating why this is happening. they don't require that. So macOS is totally okay in this scenario right here. So somebody believes they're doing this to boost sales, for more newer sales. The reason why they throttled is plausible, but highly unlikely. They think this is a marketing ploy or a scam, or however you think. That's a belief of a lot of people. You know, a lot of times when companies don't come out and be honest, you know, of course the customers are going to attack them. So I'm not surprised that this has been happening. So let's see what other people are saying. And remember, if you're just joining the stream, we're talking about, has Apple lost its touch? We're kind of going back to the video from the other day, but here I'm chatting with you live about, you know, just basically the state of innovation, you know, how Apple has been performing in terms of their designs, in terms of their slowing down their old phones, in terms of macOS, pretty much the Apple ecosystem and how it's been going. So let's see. They're really being sued. Yes, of course. I mean, any company that's worth $40+ billion and hundreds of billion, and they're the richest company in the world, anytime something happens, there's going to be lawsuits because everybody knows there's money involved. Okay, so let's go. Let's go down. They should allow users to have the option. I agree. I think Apple should totally just be like, all right, iOS 11, iOS 10.3, whatever the update is, we slow down, we will throttle performance due to if battery becomes an issue. They should state that right in the update. Okay, I have the SE. Couldn't find any difference in performance issue. Love your videos. Thank you for loving my videos. Yeah, the SE has been running pretty fantastic. I haven't had shutdowns on it, but it is one of the phones that could potentially be affected. So if you notice anything strange with your SE, battery dying extremely quickly, shutdowns, performance not like it used to be, because to be honest, the SE when it first dropped in iOS 9 was really killing it. But on iOS 11, it's not as fast as it once was. I see a few more people have joined the stream. If you guys have just came in, welcome. Hope you're having a merry post-Christmas, day after Christmas. We're talking about, has Apple lost its touch, in the first topic of today's stream. And basically what we're talking about is, I'm trying to get your feedback. What do you guys think about the state of Apple and how it's been going? Okay, so, and everybody's commenting here what's going on. Okay, I'll stay on the flagship iOS at the end. Okay, and I upgrade every year since the 4S. Yeah, well, if you're upgrading every year, simply there's gonna be no issues. I mean, the iPhone 8 Plus right now is just really smoking it on the speed. So smoking quick, if you know what that means. I'm trying to put it on wireless charge over here. And sometimes, you know, when you got a case on, the wireless charging becomes an issue. So wireless charging, not perfect just yet. I would like to be a little more responsive. If you got the wireless charger hanging off the edge of your phone, it doesn't always charge. Let's not get distracted here. We're talking, has Apple lost its touch? So I'm gonna read some more comments. If I can't pronounce your name, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna read it instead of pronounce your name. Jonathan Ellis says, for the top-end iPhones, they're getting super high in the price point and they have issues. Apple should invest in better batteries and software updates. So yeah, Apple this year, you know, they kind of focus more on hardware. So this year they were more obsessed with getting this iPhone 10 out. This, you know, groundbreaking. You can say, some say it's amazing, it's beautiful. I love that, you know, I love that notch, I love that screen. This was Apple's focus this year. Apple's focus was not on the consumer software experience. It just wasn't. So if you were looking for a fantastic consumer software experience, it wasn't on this year in 2017. Okay, so I'm reading some comments. Antonio says, I have the 6S Plus. It's updated and I don't see a drop in speed. And honestly, I'm debating if I want to get the X. Do you regret getting it? Okay, so this is a great question because the iPhone 6S Plus was the first iPhone I ever actually purchased and felt like I had a premium iPhone. So like a lot of people, I started out with the 5S and then I got the SE. And then I said, you know what? I have enough of these small iPhones. I know a lot of people love them, but I am ready to switch to the 6S Plus. I want to get a beautiful phone. And I love the 6S Plus. And to this day, I still do love it. It's a fantastic smartphone, as you said. You haven't seen no decline in it. Now, getting the X over the 6S Plus, if you're thinking about an upgrade, is a big upgrade in design. So it's gonna feel like a much more premium phone. However, what the X brings you, Antonio, is a more smaller, but it's a smaller screen and it doesn't feel as big and wide as the 6S Plus. Also, in terms of speed, it's a slight bump in speed. You're not gonna see a huge difference in speed. Battery is more efficient on the 10. The iPhone 6S Plus had good battery life, but sometimes it was a little bit off for me. But really, there's not too much of a difference other than the screen being much different. So if you're looking for an updated design in 2017 and you really want to just feel like you got something that's really modern, it doesn't look classic iPhone, then yeah, it might be a nice update. But in terms of day-to-day use, the 6S Plus is still a beast. I still don't think any phone camera is touching actual cameras like the G9X, for example, or the G7X, these little point and shoots. So to me, I don't regret getting it. No, I don't regret getting it. To give you a short answer now, no, I don't regret getting it. But if I was not doing a tech review, I would stay on the 6S Plus just one more year because I think they're gonna bring a larger iPhone 10 next year. And then you might be like, I like big phones and I should have got that one. So that's my answer. It was a really long one, but I have a really long experience with the 6S Plus. So yeah, thank you for the question. Let's get on to the next one. But if everyone is correct saying the iPhone OS is optimized, more optimized than Android, which it isn't, why would they need to throttle? The battery should last a few years. Well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons they might want to throttle. Apple's claim is, I want to throttle because I want to make the iPhone run extremely smooth as much as possible. Meaning I don't want it to degrade in performance because of the battery, which kind of doesn't make sense because if you're slowing down the phone, you're still slowing down the phone. Just let the battery do what it does. Let people decide if they want to change their batteries. So that's a questionable one. I personally think that, you know, they might be just doing this because they want you to upgrade your phone, which a lot of people do think, but it's a really spotty one. I'm trying to stay open-minded and see both sides of the coin here because, you know, they could be telling the truth. They could be. So somebody says the video is choppy. Let me know if the video is choppy. I'm recording this on the Pixel 2. Remember, if your video is choppy, it might be due to your internet connection on your end. Usually if I have an issue with the stream, the phone itself will tell me like slow connection, resume later. It'll do that stuff. Or it'll just cut out completely. But if you're having issues with the stream, it's more than likely your connection, so you might want to turn off your Wi-Fi, turn your Wi-Fi back on, go in a room where it's close to your modem or something like that. Apple is all marketing. The iPhone 10 is too small and it's complicated. Apple is extremely invested in marketing. They have billions of cash reserved to throw at marketing. And they make you believe that you need these phones every year, which you probably don't need. Now, you might be like, well, Nick, you do reviews on iPhones. What are you talking about, bro? Like, you're over here saying Apple is telling you this, but you tell me to upgrade my phone in other videos. Don't get it confused. I make videos for those people who are actually looking to upgrade, not to say you have to get this phone. Personally, I think people that are running on the iPhone SE are just fine right now. People using the iPhone 6S are just fine. You don't need these phones. They're not going to change your life that much. I mean, if you're a professional user and you're really going to take advantage of 4K 60, these can't have an effect on your business, but you got to be one of those customers. Other than that, you're basically just upgrading because, you know, you just want to. And there's nothing wrong with if you just want to upgrade. There's really nothing wrong with that. But do you absolutely need them? Not always. It is a lot of marketing going on. For all of you asking for a giveaway, go check my latest giveaway, smartphone giveaway. It was just a few days ago. There's still time to get in. There's 3 phones being given away in that video, or 2 phones and a Google Home Mini. This boy right here is being given away in my smartphone giveaway video. And let me tell you, this thing is awesome. Don't pay attention to the price being $30 to $50. This thing is loud, very efficient, and works with both iPhone and Android. So the Google Home Mini can be an amazing gift for you guys to win on the channel. So go check that out. I'm gonna get back to some more comments here. I had some great questions earlier. Okay, let me get a good question in here. I just want to really, okay, Jay's Vlog says, I just really want to know how everyone's thoughts is on the iPhone 6. Well, if you've seen my channel, you know I don't really like the iPhone 6 that much anymore. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but I can tell you why. The reason why is because the iPhone 6 was simply a design bump, and because it has the design of the 6S, it's still giving you a higher price than, say, the SE. So you can get a prepaid SE for cheaper than a 6, and the SE just blows the iPhone 6 out of the water in camera and in speed and in battery life. So the 6, you're basically buying a 5S with an updated design, hence why I don't think the iPhone 6 is a great purchase. You're better off just saving $50 more or coming up with a little bit more money and getting a 6S. It's a much better smartphone. Believe me, and anybody who has an iPhone 6S can attest to that. Let it rip in the comments right now. You guys can let them know. 6S users, let them know. It's a huge update over the iPhone 6. Okay, this is a good question. Do you think if Steve Jobs was alive, we would have a whole new wave of technology? Would Apple be heading in the right direction as far as that customer wow factor? So, believe it or not, Steve Jobs was actually a part of Apple's marketing thing. You know, he was like this spiritual leader, this amazing leader for Apple, and it plays into the whole, you know, the branding of Apple. However, Steve Jobs was a very, you know, no. If you've seen the notch, Steve Jobs was like, bye, go back to the drawing board. We don't got time for that notch. I don't care if it takes 3 more months, get it right. That was Steve Jobs. So basically, I think that, you know, if Steve Jobs was around, the notch would not exist, number one. Number two, he would not just let the industry take over, you know, and just let Apple go down. I think there would be less products in a wide category. There wouldn't be as many in every little market. You know, that's more, I think, Tim Cook style, to have like a product in every market to compete with everything. I think Steve Jobs would have kept it more simple, more singular, maybe 2 iPhones, not all these iPhones spread out across the lineup. See, Apple kind of just follows the industry now and just tries to make it better. Before, they were actually innovating, in my personal opinion. Samsung slow down naturally. Samsung's, no. The Galaxy Note 8, I've had it for 4 months almost now. The thing is as fast as day one. I don't agree with you on Samsung slow down naturally. You might be talking about the old days of Samsung. This is 2017. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. Snapdragon 835, 6 gigabytes of RAM, Android 7.1.1 Nougat with a potential update to Android Oreo. Anybody who uses a Note 8 or an S8 Plus, you guys know they're not slow. Now, don't get it wrong. There's a little bit of TouchWiz frame rate delay. That doesn't mean the phone is slow. There's simply just the way the frame rates look on the phone is just not quite as smooth as iOS. It doesn't mean the phone is slow though. It'll open an app about the same speed. An iPhone 10 1000 plus next year, it will be slow next year. Nah, the iPhone 10, I doubt they're gonna slow that one down that fast. So let's see what other people are saying here. They have to continue to screw the phones up, so you continue to buy 1,000 phone each year. So we have more people believing that, you know, they're doing this based on the premise that, you know, they want you to buy their next product. And this really goes to show that people are starting to catch on. They're starting to think that Apple is basically becoming this company that is just a money grab company. And that's not good, because this might be the start of the decline of the iPhone lineup. You know, iPhones probably might decrease going forward. You know, and I live in America, and America is very biased towards Apple. Huawei, Oppo, OnePlus. Who else is it over there? There's another company over there who's really killing the game. You guys let me know. I think I'm forgetting it. Xiaomi. Oh, Xiaomi. Over there in the other countries, these phones are actually overtaking Apple, as a matter of fact. So, you know, the reason you see a lot of videos on YouTube really pushing Apple is because a lot of YouTubers are based in America. We have a system that allows us to, you know, basically have free speech, do whatever we want, basically make whatever videos we want. And we're heavily influenced by Apple stores everywhere. So you see a lot of Apple products from American YouTubers. But the truth is, you know, there's other companies that are really killing the game, and they're really trying to get themselves footed in the Americas. So they're trying to get, Huawei's going to actually be coming to carriers next year. Huawei's going to do well, I believe. A Huawei Mate 10 Pro is a beautiful smartphone. And, you know, but they're just so, people are just so, like, really in to the Apple ecosystem. You know, even I myself, I'm using the Apple Watch. As a matter of fact, though, I have found a way to use Apple products without being stuck on Apple products. So I got the GPS watch because I don't need to be connected to my iPhone to use GPS on the Apple Watch. That's an example right there. Okay, so I've kind of got a little bit behind on comments. Let's go through some comments here, and then we're going to get on to the next topic of discussion. Hey, Nick, do you think the Apple will make an iPhone 10 Plus? Absolutely, they're going to make a larger phone next year. There's no doubt about that in my mind. I mean, how could you not make a larger phone? You know, number one complaint for a lot of people, I'm getting the 8 Plus because it's larger. You think Apple's not taking note? They'll be like, all right, let's make a $1,200 starting price point of an iPhone 10 Plus. We got another upgrade right there. As a matter of fact, I think they did this Apple Watch with 768 megabytes of RAM on Series 3 just so next year it was easy to upgrade it to 1 gigabyte of RAM and force another update. I really hope that they change the design on the Apple Watch though. I think it's a pretty design, it's nice, but it's been around for 3 years. I think it's time for an update on Apple Watch design. Maybe a little bit bigger one, maybe a better screen, a little sharper. It is pretty bright with that OLED 1000 nit, but maybe a little sharper. Okay. Gonna get a drink while I'm reading some of these comments. So let me go down a little bit and see where we're at. Apple lost, DJ Arthur Luby says, Apple lost its touch a while ago, charging so much for tech that is like 2 years old and at least 2 years behind the competition, basically. Charging so much for catching up. Shake my head. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people believe that. I personally find that Apple products, they kind of work well, even though they have tech that seems older, they still just work really well. So it's software that's key. Remember that with Apple, it's really software that's key. It's not really hardware. So, and that's why a lot of people are upset this year because software is really Apple's, forte. And when you start forgetting about, software experience, now you got a huge issue on your hand because people love their iOS updates. Hey, does that stainless steel on iPhone 10 scratches up easily? If so, please tell me a solution. Yes, stainless steel scratches easy, just like the iPod Touch. Not quite as severe as the iPod Touch. However, there's no really way you can stop the stainless steel from scratching. You can maybe get a case that has a very soft material on the inside that can help you out. But on the whole, if you're a person who switches cases, which a lot of people do, you're very likely to scratch your iPhone 10. So you can't really like not have that happen. Honestly, if you're gonna use your iPhone 10 for a long time, you're gonna get scratches on the stainless steel. Just get used to it, it's gonna happen. Okay. I've been an Apple supporter. Clifford Tuff says, I've been an Apple supporter for 10 years. I'm finished with their mobile phones. I've gone to Android now. Apple software makes device slow down too much. I'm now on Huawei. Well, see, there's an example right there. So what I said is true. Huawei is stepping up. Companies like Huawei, companies like Oppo, OnePlus 5. These companies have been around for some time now, but they're just, people are starting to explore their other options now. So talking about has Apple lost its touch? In a lot of ways, it has. Okay. Somebody said Apple's always been money grabbing. Nick, what's the most popular brands of phones in the USA? Apple, Samsung, LG. Those are like the top 3 popular brands in America. Specifically, Apple and Samsung. They got a stranglehold on the American market. Let's go. Okay, people need to realize how the OnePlus 5T is super fast for half the price. Yes, we're going to talk about that in a little bit, about the OnePlus 5T and the votings. The iPhone 10 is an experimental phone. I think the 8 is a very solid phone. So yeah, I got the 8 Plus right here. I got the 8 in the drawer over there for review. But yeah, the 8 is a great phone. I agree with you. The iPhone 10 definitely feels experimental. It feels like a phone that is a first generation product, kind of like the very first iPhone when they first made an iPhone. It definitely feels like something that could use some updates. However, my sister's got one. Many people I've seen with them, there's some pretty good ratings so far. So overall, I think people are pretty happy with their 10, even regardless of the notch. You get over it after a while. All right, I'm gonna scroll down to some more recent comments. These comments they're just way too many to answer. I wish I could answer all of them, but if I was able to answer all of them, the stream would be 5 hours long. And I don't think you want to watch one dude talking for 5 hours. So we're gonna have to answer the most, you know, great ones. You know, I'm gonna try to do my best to see the longest, most in-depth ones. Nick, I'm gonna ask you something. Should I get an iPhone or Apple Watch or a Fitbit? I know Apple Watch is a smartwatch and the Fitbit is for fitness, but which is better? Well, again, you know, just like smartphones, there's a lot of, you know, watches and trackers. Fitbit's going to be geared towards exercise. However, the Apple Watch has a very good, you know, GPS built in, as well as a very good software when it comes to tracking fitness. Now, you got to ask yourself, Daniel, am I an iPhone user? If you are, get the Apple Watch. It's an amazing experience on your iPhone. It matches the look of your iPhone. It'll look great. I'm sure you're an iPhone user if you're asking about an Apple Watch. Now, get a Fitbit if you want something that's a little bit cheaper, but it's also going to give you a really solid experience. Fitbit, I would skip out as an iPhone user. I would just go to Apple Watch because they're going to constantly be updating it. It's got great software, over 200,000 apps in the store. It pairs perfectly with your iPhone. So that's my answer there. Okay. All right. Let's get on to the next topic here. All right, so we talked about Apple's lost its touch. What iPhone are you looking forward to next year? So this is what I want to hear from you guys, because the Nick Ackerman channel is going to be bringing a lot of these phones, and I want to hear what you guys want to see next year. Now, personally, I'm looking forward to the SE2. You know, this phone is getting old. People love this phone, but I think it's really amazing when you could cram high-tech components into a tiny body. So I like to see the SE2. It's similar to this camera I just picked up, the Canon G9X. If you guys are looking for amazing point and shoot, consider the G9X. It kills smartphones on quality. So let's see. Looking forward to the X2. Same with the SE2. The SE2, a cheaper X. Okay, maybe an X with an LCD screen. Let's see. So we're considering, it looks like we have a lot on the, you know, the iPhone SE2. Antonio says the iPhone 10 Plus. Omar says the SE2, the XC. So we've been hearing some rumors about iPhone XC, aka the 5C, brought to the future. Good night, bro. Good night. See you later. For the same price, get the Canon SL2. No, actually the G9X can be found for $375, around $375 Mark II. And this camera, the SL2, I got it over there. The SL2 can be found for about $600, $700 almost. So no, the G9X Mark II is much cheaper than the SL2. And the quality is about the same unless you really know how to tweak and operate a DSLR, which can get annoying. You just pull out the G9X, boom, just shoot and it's good to go. Will the Snapdragon 845 overtake series of Apple chips? No, the 845 is not even going to beat the A11. I can tell you that already. The A11 is super ahead of its time when it comes to just sheer CPU performance. But with Apple slowing down their phones, you got to think, like, is it going to really last that long? Because that's personally what I'm thinking. I do have faith, and I do, you know, have a positive mindset and feeling that Apple's not going to slow down the latest iPhones. But we'll have to see. Like I say, not a lot of minds have been slowed down, but we're just sharing some information here. Okay. So we were asking, which iPhone do you look forward to seeing this year? Okay, so it looks like we have an overwhelming majority for the SE2. Stay tuned to the channel for the SE2. This channel is going to bring the most in-depth content of the iPhone SE2 when it comes. So this is the channel you want to be subscribed to for the SE2, because we're going in-depth on that phone as we did with the original and as we did with the Galaxy Note 8 and we did with all the other phones. We're going in-depth here on the Nick Ackerman channel, and we're going to bring camera tests, battery tests, full reviews, short reviews, versus experience-based videos. All that good stuff. Okay. Yeah, the SE2 is likely to be made in India. No problem with me. That's fine. Make it wherever. We're still gonna buy it. All right, looks like we have an overwhelming win for the SE2 when it comes to which phone we're looking for next. Let's get on to the next topic, which just kind of piggybacks on the last one. What Android phone you looking forward to the most in 2018? So we talked iPhone. What is the best Android phone you want to see in 2018? S9. Note 9, here it comes. Note 9, iPhone 9, well, that's not an Android phone. XZ1 Premium. I like to see an update to the Sony. I want to bring the Sony to the channel, but I was going to bring the XZ Premium, but I know they're going to update it more than likely at CES, so we're going to wait for that one. Huawei with their AI. P11, OnePlus 6. We have a lot of Note 9 for the wins. LG Stylo 4, that's a shocking one. Razer 2, S9, very mixed here on the Android. There's so much diversity in the Android land that of course is going to be mixed up here. Galaxy X, the foldable Samsung phone, the P11. Okay, so it's pretty mixed here. It looks like there's a large majority of people want to see the S9 though. Is he an Essential 2 Jason? Nice stuff. Great. So looks like we have a huge majority win for the Note 9 and the S9. So people want to see what Samsung is going to do next year. Some of the niche phones like Razer phone I see in here. Some people said the LG G7. I'm going to be in contact with LG to see if we can bring that one to the channel like we did last year. Some people want to see the Motorola. So there's a wide diversity of Android. Just know that, you know, we're going to be bringing a lot of these phones this year to the channel. I might not be able to get to every single phone, but I'm going to do my best and hustle my butt off to try to bring the best of the best to this channel and bring the best videos I possibly can. So let's get on to the next topic of this live stream, and we're gonna wrap it up here because I don't want this live stream to go over an hour. So talking phones. So if you looked at my latest community post, if you haven't voted or you haven't seen on my Instagram page, the Nick Ackerman channel Instagram page in the stories, there was a community post today, and I'm sure a lot of you who voted on the post are in the stream right now. I offered you guys to choose, do you want to see the, yeah, he says hat indoors. Yeah, it's pretty cold in here. Just because you're indoors doesn't mean, it's like 15 degrees outside in Chicago right now. So I put up 3 phones that are going to be coming to the channel. I'm picking one right now because I just got the Honor 7X is coming. XZ Premium, the OnePlus 5T, or the LG V30. So those are the 3 phones that, based on your guys' feedback, I am going to choose to the channel because personally, I don't really need any of these phones. This is a community here. So these videos are made to help you guys out decide what phones you need to buy. You need the help. I'm the one just providing the review for the, you know, for the channel and stuff like that. But also, I don't buy phones I don't like, so I did put 3 phones that I really do like, but I want to see, so we have a match here, which phone you like, which phone I like, and then it's all gravy. We have a great time. So I'm seeing 5T, V30 and the 5T going neck and neck right now. It looks like that in the stream. Let's hear it for your phone, 5T XZ Premium or the V30. Bring it on. Let's bring it on. Oh, the V30 just coming hard. I see some Sony fans, but like I said, the Sony is not likely to come just due to the simple fact that the Sony XZ Premium lineup is going to be updated likely in CES 2018. So I'll wait on that. So the 5T, the V30 again. It's like battling right now, the 5T versus the V30. People want to see the 5T, some want to see the V30. Wow. The 5T spy phone, people talking about OnePlus earlier, spying on people's phone to improve their product. A V30, the 3310, I don't got it right now, but I got that phone on deck too. Hands down the V30. Wow, you guys really want to see some V30 action. Okay, let's get, let's get a little explanation why. A little 3 words maybe. You don't got to write a whole paragraph. 3 words maybe. Why you want to see V30 or why you want to see 5T. Okay. So it looks like the LG fans are coming hard right now on the V30. Well, the Pixel 3 XL iTech Charm is going to be out next year. The V12, I don't know. Are you talking about V12 engines right now? Okay, 5T software experience, low price. cheaper is better, not always true, but the 5T gives you a whole hell of a lot for what they're charging. I mean, they're giving you flagship level performance, flagship level design, flagship level camera. They're giving you flagship level everything for the price. The LG V30 because, let me read that, it's a good comment. The LG V30 because the OnePlus 5T is the OnePlus 5 with thinner bezels. That's it. Well, that's kind of true, but not quite. The OnePlus 5T has a face unlock. OnePlus 5T is more competitive with the Note 8 and the iPhone 10. The 5T also doesn't have the jelly effect, which I do experience on the 5, so it's not quite the same phone. It does look similar though. 5T because of faster face unlock. Okay, V30 because it's not a Chinese phone, okay. All right. So it looks like the 5T has the majority vote here in the stream. I see a lot of V30, but I'm seeing majority 5T based on all the comments here. I'm seeing a lot more 5T love in the stream. Now, I looked up, the analytics on what people are searching for, and the V30 and the 5T are going neck and neck. So either phone we bring to the channel, they're both going to be great. The V30 won't be updated quite. It'll be like a year probably till not a year, but it'll be like 8 months till the V30 is updated. So I might just get the V30 later on because it's gonna be current for a while. And it kind of looks like the 10. I like that it's 158 grams. So we'll probably bring the 5T and then we'll bring the V30 because it looks like there's a majority vote currently for the 5T. Note 8, I did plenty of Note 8. So that's gonna wrap up the stream. Has Apple lost its touch? That was the title of this stream. I thank you all for joining. Really what we wanted to touch on here was the basis of Apple's innovation. Has it been declining? Has it been on a decline? Numbers don't agree. Numbers see Apple rising. They might hit $1 trillion in the stock price. But have they forgotten about their customers? Stay tuned for the next live stream to hear more about that. I thank you all for joining. If you guys found this video fun, enjoyable, you want to see more live streams, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Also, give it a comment once it goes live, after the video has been posted. Look forward to seeing more than likely the 5T come to this channel next in terms of a smartphone. And have a great day. Enjoy your happy holidays for the New Year's. And Nick here helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well. We'll catch you all in the next episode. And peace.